Hey everyone, welcome back to the weekly astrology and pick a card reading. This is for the week of the 10th to the 16th of January 2022. Going to talk about the astrology for this week, and then after the astrology, if you go to the timestamps under the video, you can go straight to your zodiac signs element. So for those that are new, say for example you're a Libra or an Aquarius or Gemini, you go on click on the air signs. If you're a Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer, you would click on the water signs, and so on and so forth. So let me talk about the astrology first. So this week, the main thing, there's a few different things, but the main thing that I'm feeling the energy, especially today, Monday here in Australia at the moment, is Mars square Neptune. So if you have anything in your chart personally around 20 degrees of a mutable sign, being Sagittarius, Pisces, Gemini, or Virgo, you're going to feel this energy as some kind of communication issue, some kind of confusion, a lack of drive perhaps, or a lack of motivation. Kind of, you might feel like you just want to be a bit laid back on this day on Monday and just not do too much. It is actually building up from Monday, but it's technically exact on the degrees Tuesday and Wednesday. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, bit of a feeling of confusion with direction, or just not feeling very motivated. You kind of might feel like you just want to, lay low or just not do too much. And if you're feeling confused these few days, that would be normal. And in terms of direction, like what direction am I going in? There is a bit of an escapist vibe as well, like kind of wanting to just tune out from things that are stressful. You might get overwhelmed if you're watching too much news or, paying attention to too many negative things. And watch your mindset as well with this energy, because it can be a little bit negative if you're not keeping it in check. But mostly because it's Mars, it is involving our energy levels, and squaring with Neptune, it just can be this energy of it's difficult to find motivation, and we don't really want to kind of be out in the midst of any kind of difficult energy. So if you've got Sagittarius or Pisces placements around 20 degrees, you might feel more sleepy and less motivated these few days. We're also still in the Venus retrograde in Capricorn this week. It's between 18 degrees and 14 degrees of Venus retrograde. And keep in mind, the Venus retrograde in Capricorn continues on to the 29th of January. And this time period is a time to reevaluate how your relationships are going, how you feel about your relationships, what your focus should be in your relationships, and things like, because it's Capricorn, it's ruled by Saturn, it's things like longevity of relationships and all that kind of thing is kind of on your mind, like maintaining relationships, keeping them stable. And also, with Venus retrograde, we can sometimes hear from people from the past, or think of people from the past. Issues with past issues in relationships can come up, past problems, but it's not a time to make a knee-jerk reaction or to take some kind of sudden action during the Venus retrograde. It's time to reevaluate things more than anything. As I said, this week, anyone that has anything from 18 to 14 degrees, especially of Capricorn, but also of Cancer, Libra or Aries, all the cardinal signs, you guys will be feeling this quite strongly. Okay, and also, as I've said before, check if you know your chart, what part of your chart the Venus retrograde is happening, because it will show you what you're reevaluating at this time. Then from the 14th, on Friday, Mercury goes retrograde. So Mercury goes retrograde several times a year. This one's in Aquarius, so this does rule technology and gadgets, especially in the sign of Aquarius. It's kind of extra pronounced. So some people may have this week, if you've got anything around 10 degrees of fixed in your chart, some issues with technology, like your computer or your phone. Also, if you're rushing around from Friday, pay extra attention to, what you do with your phone. Don't leave your phone somewhere, because it's very common to do with the Mercury retrograde. Also, with Mercury retrograde in Aquarius, people might be speaking their truth more, or like wanting to express some views that might be more sort of come out of the blue. A bit of, with Mercury retrograde in Aquarius, I can definitely see some unexpected communications happening, let's just say. And if you've got 10 degrees of Aquarius or around that, you'll probably feel that from Friday, Saturday, Sunday as some kind of energy of the unexpected. It can be some realizations as well with Mercury retrograde, but also Mercury retrograde, if you slow down and pay attention to what's going on around you, it's less problematic, but it does often coincide with problems with technology for a lot of people. Not for everyone, but for a lot of people. Glitchy things and stuff like that. And the Mercury retrograde goes through to the 4th of February, so just be aware of that. Also, with any retrograde, it's also time to reevaluate things. So you might be looking at getting new technology, like if you're, got a really old phone or something, or your computer's, really old, and you're just like, oh, I really need to get something new because I need that, to work properly for me, for it to function, so I can work, or, whatever. You could be considering that, but if you are considering that, make sure you research it carefully during the Mercury retrograde period. Don't rush into buying something on impulse, for sure. If you're going to be forking out a lot of money, you probably want to wait till after Mercury goes direct from the 4th of February, because what happens usually is if you buy an item of technology during a Mercury retrograde, 99% of the time there's an issue with it that needs extra time and effort to get sorted. So, just mentioning that. On Sunday, the Sun is conjunct Pluto at 25 to 26 degrees of Capricorn. So this is a time when, if you have anything around 25 to 26 of Capricorn, you want to feel very empowered at this time. And for everyone, there may be a highlight or a focus on things like in the collective to do with the powers that be, people in power, people in government, rules and structures in society. There can be a strong spotlight on those issues from this Sunday coming in. And also, I forgot to mention one key thing. On Monday, which today it's Monday in Australia, I think the US is Sunday still, Mars, you guys would be feeling this now anyway, Mars is opposite Lilith, and Mars in Sag opposite Lilith in Gemini. So if you've got anything at 19 degrees or around 19-20 degrees of Sagittarius or Gemini especially, but also Pisces or Virgo, you could be feeling this as some kind of tension in the air, some kind of anger, friction between yourself and another person, especially verbally or communication wise, because it's involving two communication dominant signs. So also fears can come up that are very much on the mental level. Can be a bit of an irrational energy around, so just be aware of that with the Mars opposite Lilith, especially, as I said, if you've got anything 19 or 20 degrees of Sagittarius or Gemini in particular. Try to sort of center yourself, because this energy can throw you off balance if people are coming at you with intense energy and you're just like, whoa, I just can't deal with that, I need to step away. That's the kind of energy I'm seeing, this kind of tension, fear or friction energy. So that's for the astrology for this week. So now I'm going to get to the cards. So I'm starting with the earth signs this week, and let's have a look for, I've got 3 decks here, just letting you know I'm using, I think I've used this one before, it's a new one, the Moonology Manifestation Oracle cards. I love these. And I'm also using the Indigo Angel Oracle. I haven't used these for a long time. And also this deck, the Rainbow Oracle by Jasmine Safi. I really like this deck. Okay, let's see what comes up for the earth signs this week. If you'd like to book a reading, the links are below. All the links to my social media and everything that you need to know is there. Let's start with the astrology cards. So, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. What are the energies for the earth signs this week? Oh, this one's getting my attention. Virgo, love it. It's Virgo right there. And it says, last quarter moon in Virgo, attend to the details. It's very Virgo vibes, very Virgo energy. Okay, let's see what else comes up to go with that. And then I'll also look at the astro dice as well. Earth signs, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Oh, too many. Sorry, guys. I want one card. This one's popping out. Falling awake. When situations fall apart, your darkest hour becomes the dawn of your awakening. What a powerful card. So there's an angel with their back turned and they're sort of looking forlorn, and there's a sunset which is symbolic of, you know, with the sun going down, it's like the darkness. And Virgo energy makes me think also of like the seed, and when things turn to seed and then waiting for it to sort of grow. So there's an energy here of, I feeling a little bit in some kind of darker energy and waiting for this new beginning to start. But with Virgo, it's about doing the work as well. time to create. I just said doing the work, and that's very much a 6th house energy. It is a Leo energy, being creative, but it can also be a 6th house energy or a Virgo energy, which is about practicing or developing skills. So you might be at this time, some of you may be practicing or working on new skills or a new skill set. Could be anything. In this painting, in this picture, she's actually painting. She's doing some kind of art. So for some people, it could be something creative for sure, but others, it might just be you're learning something new at this time that's completely different to anything you've done before, earth signs. Or for some earth signs, it's needing to embark upon this new energy, a new skill or a new avenue with regards to your work and routine, that's going to help you to open up to something that's going to sort of expand your horizons. Let's see what the Astrology I have to say. Taurus. That is so funny. It came back on Taurus because I dropped it off camera. I think it was off camera, and it was on Taurus. I thought, oh, well, it was off camera. I'll roll it again. And then it's Taurus again. Gotta love it. And Venus, which rules Taurus. How about that? Venus rules Taurus and Libra. Okay, so we have Venus, Taurus. That's nice. That's good for abundance for you guys. And the 1st house. All right, so this is a new energy I'm getting. The 1st house is like a new beginning energy. You know, it's the Aries part of the chart, which is technically, you know, the new year, the astrological new year, when we go into the Aries season. So there's something about new beginnings for the earth signs here, which is quite strong. Also, it's talking about abundance with Venus in Taurus and feeling good, learning new skills that are very maybe hands-on. Also can be this week that there is this abundance or this new beginning energy around you guys, or even myself, I'm a Taurus as well. So I really like the Venus Taurus energy because Venus in Taurus is in dignity. So if you have Venus in Taurus in your chart, it's a very good placement. It doesn't mean your love life is perfect. You've got to look at the aspects, of course, but it's a good placement. It makes you a very loving person, a very giving person, generally speaking, if you're in, you know, the good vibration of that energy. But so what I want to say is this week you've got this good vibration around you of harmony, peacefulness, focus on your own path, and using this energy to do that. So I think it's quite good. It feels like it's focusing on yourself, and there is this energy here of some kind of difficulty because of the having to go through a bit of difficulty or challenge in order to learn something. But really, if we don't go through gritty times, we would not learn. So you can't learn purely from on the earth plane anyway, and where we're at right now in our evolution. You cannot learn purely from positive things, unfortunately. We are learning from, you know, the contrast of our experience on earth, which is sometimes challenge, sometimes reward, sometimes dark, sometimes light. So it's kind of a mix with that. But I do have to say, with the earth signs this week, I do feel an empowerment energy around the things that you can do. See, with the create card and time to create and the moon in Virgo, attending to the details, like you can be in charge of certain things this week that will make you feel good. And it's like ticking them off the list, like, yeah, I've done that. Okay. You know, it may not be a perfectly productive week, but you might get some things done that you're like, okay, great. At least I got those things done. I feel good about that. Okay, so let's move on to the air signs now. Okay, so Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. What jumped out here? Pisces. Talk less, feel more. Okay, so guys, you know, the air signs tend to be more logical minded, more in their heads. And so this is asking you to get in touch with your feelings a little bit. You know, there's nothing wrong with that. And something about your intuition as well, because that's the thing is, if you're too much in your head, you're disconnecting from your heart and you're disconnecting from your intuitive faculties and abilities. So it is something where when you get in touch with your intuition, you start to flow with things more, and there's less resistance, because in the mind we can put up resistance to anything and everything, whereas in the intuition and flowing with the intuition, you can feel more in sync and have more synchronicities and be more in touch with your creative self as well, trusting in that flow. This one says sovereign. It says claim your sovereign self and seize the throne of your own life. Wow. Big message for air signs. Don't be influenced by people this week. You know, this is a strong energy of like, listen to your own, again, listen to your own intuition, listen to your own inner self. It's a really strong message. So if there's some kind of weird temptation around you guys, the air signs this week, or some kind of overly logical feeling like, or a logical thought like, oh, I should do this because, you know, and just sort of trying to overly nut it out in your brain, The message is like, come back to your intuition, come back to your body, ask your body, feel in touch with your body. And that can be hard for air signs unless you've got other earth placements in your chart, like an earthy moon or earthy Mars or Venus or something. Even earthy rising can help. You know, if you've got a lot of air in your chart, it's going to be harder to do this because you tend to be more logic dominant in yourself. So but what it's talking about here feels quite important with the Sovereign card. It's like, stand your ground with something. You know, hold your stance with something important. Don't get sucked into what seems to be what other people are doing, is something like that. Okay, that's what I'm getting. Let's see what the last card says in the Astro Dice for the air signs. Also, I'm getting, even if other people are sort of naysaying or, oh, this is an interesting card, you are safe. Wow. Naysaying or like, oh, you should be doing this or whatever. It's like saying, no, you listen to yourself. Trust yourself, okay? And this is about something important here. This is about something that your intuition knows is right, regardless of what others are saying. And it's saying you're safe. So you're protected in your choice of sovereignty, of personal sovereignty and protection. I absolutely love that you are safe came out. So if you have fears coming up, work with Archangel Michael this week, and that will help you as well. Because I feel when I see things like this, you are safe, it really makes me think of Archangel Michael, especially the blue. I don't know if you can see the blue colors in there. Let's look at the Astro Dice for the air signs. 11th house, which is the Aquarius house, Leo and Mars. Ooh, I like that. Mars in Leo energy is very strong. You know, it's very powerful, stand your ground, you know, courageous. It's courageous energy, it's courage, it's coming from the heart. It's also creative and coming up with creative solutions to issues that you might be facing. The 11th house is about friends, groups, the collective, and so is the Pisces energy. So there might be some pressure between yourself and what other people are doing. I feel like that keeps coming up. But the Mars in Leo is saying, stand in your individuality, you know, stand in your individuality and know your truth this week. And that will see you in good stead, is what I feel, okay? Nice messages. I like that. All right, and the water signs. So Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. What's going on for the Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio this week? It's too many there. Just one card, not two. These ones get a little bit stuck together. Here we go. Taurus, be proud of yourself. Okay. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, and maybe dealing with a Taurus this week as well. Let's see what you get from this deck. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Oh wow, sacred womb. The seeds of your, sorry, I'll turn this way. The seeds of your creation are blossoming. Time to nurture and birth the new with love, hope, and enthusiasm. Wow. That's interesting. The womb came up. I won't say who, but I know a Pisces who's probably going to be having a child, giving birth to their child this week. So that made me think of that. But the sacred womb can be, and shout out to that person if they're watching, I don't know if they are though. The sacred womb energy is beautiful because it's like, you know, there's something that you're birthing that's new in your life. And yeah, you know, some of you watching might be pregnant or know someone that's having a child this week, quite possible, of course. But I'm feeling it's overall more to do with, you know, that sort of time that is symbolic with pregnancy where it's waiting. You're waiting for something to be ready and it's not quite ready yet. But there's a sacredness in the process. Wow, listen to those birds outside. I don't know if that came onto the camera audio, but there was a whole bunch of cockatoos like squawking outside and some other birds as well. All right, so, and this is just so like such a natural energy with the Taurus. It's like having the patience to see something through long term is what I'm getting for the water signs. Long-term projects, being patient, knowing that things have their time, and just keep taking one step at a time with the Taurus energy. Taurus doesn't rush. Taurus does things one step at a time. Look through the situation. Wow, and look at her. She's just peacefully picking lavender. And lavender is such an energy, you know, it's got a sort of vibration to do with peacefulness, tranquility, release of stress and anxiety, and seeing the bigger picture. How it says look through the situation, I'm feeling like for water signs, there's something about seeing the bigger picture, not getting stuck in the small picture of right now, like what's happening right now, and getting stuck in that. There's always, you know, a longer journey happening. And it's not always about like reaching that destination. It's about what the whole journey means and then looking back and, integrating it all. That's the human experience. You know, it's not about one destination at one part of your life or reaching this one goal and then that's it. It's everything. So with Taurus energy, it's almost saying, look at nature. Look at how nature is and how nature unfolds gradually and beautifully and with trust. So that's a message for you guys. You guys have the 11th house as well. You have Mars that came out before for the previous, and Scorpio. Interesting, because Scorpio being one of the water signs. So, and interestingly, Mars is in dignity, which is well placed in the sign of Scorpio. So that's very good that that's come up. So it's saying you have the tenacity, ability to focus, get laser focus, and the 11th house. Oh, the 11th house is about your dreams and what you want. So this time that you're going through might feel like water signs, that it's a little bit inward or a little bit restricted, like the sacred womb energy. But it's saying you have the ability to fulfill your dreams, and it might take a little bit longer than other people, and that's okay. You know, don't compare yourself to other people's life at all. You know, every person's journey is completely unique. And the 11th house is sometimes, you know, looking at people like friends and others who, oh, but look at what they're doing. Or, you know, don't do that. It's not good for you. It's not good for your mind. The Mars and Scorpio, I'm getting such a strong energy with this, like, you know, with something that you want to do, looking at long-term strategy and long-term focus and knowing and trusting that it's going to work out to fulfill your wishes, because this is also the house to do with wish fulfillment as well. All right, guys, so that was for the water signs. And lastly, the fire signs. So this will be for Aries, Leo, and Sag. What's going on this week for Aries, Leo, Sag? This one's popping out. It's so common that I get the card or a message for the actual one of the signs that's part of the group. I love it. Full moon in Leo, go wild. All right, Leos, go wild. Well, it's pretty rare for a Leo to hold themselves back, though. Not to say they don't have self-control, because they do. But the Leos like to indulge themselves. And let's see what else is coming up. All right, so this is about creativity, I'm feeling, for the Leos, and especially, but also for all fire signs. So this is interesting. So I'm getting for the fire signs, again, this energy of new starts, beginning something new. You might be starting some kind of new project or involved in some kind of new project, or you've picked up, again, something that you started previously, or you're wanting to pick up something that you started previously. You also have Archangel Michael, which is fantastic. This shows protection around you, strong protection energy. I personally love working with Archangel Michael, have been for years, love it. The energy is so wonderful. Very strong protection energy around the fire signs this week. If you're worried about something, this is saying, you know, work with Archangel Michael if you're feeling worried, but the energy of protection strongly around you. Fire signs, you're feeling courageous this week. Let me just read this card. Follow your inspiration and be courageous with your emerging talents. There you go. How funny, it has the word courageous on that card, and that is about courage. Love that repeated message. Okay, let's see what else is coming up. Gemini, communication. 6th house, work, routine, health, and Mercury, more communication. This is also about ideas. Mercury is well placed in Gemini, so it's saying that your ideas are quite good at the moment. Pay attention to them, note them down. The 6th house is like writing them down as notes or lists of to-do lists, things you want to achieve, goals, stuff like that. Planning, goal-orientated energy this week, and looking at something that you can start. And what I'm also getting with the Archangel Michael is if there's something completely new and you haven't told anyone about it, I would say the energy here is saying keep it to yourself. Don't sort of be tempted to tell too many people, because it might dissipate the energy a little bit. Keep focused. Don't let yourself get scattered by talking to people or someone about it that you kind of feel like the energy might be getting lost on them. Refocus and bring it back to yourself. There's a strong creative energy here for starting something new ideas, new directions, maybe planning something for the future. Could even be planning travel with the Mercury energy as well. All right, guys, so that was the reading for this week. I hope you enjoyed that. Thank you so much to everyone for watching, and I'll talk to you next week. Bye.